All right, enough of the fun and games, back to the science. But first of all, 7th inning stretch. How many of you have had your genomes tested or exomes tested? All right, a few of you. Of those people raising their hands, how many of you have done something with that information? Not so many. So this lady has done something with it. She was tested. She found out that she had not only a family history, but a gene defect. And she had the courage of conviction, even before cancer was detected, to be able to do a double mastectomy. Now, for those of you who don't know, DNA is our root of life. We have 3 billion base pairs that make up our DNA out of 23 chromosomes and our cells. So what we're talking about here is the big data of our inner space. And in 1987, which most of you probably remember, the Human Genome Project set to map out that recipe of the human DNA. And in only 17 years, they were able to do it. And all of that data is in the public domain. And what they found out is that 99.9% of all of us is the same. And only 0.1% is different. But in that 0.1% is all of our uniqueness. But that 0.1% is 10 million base pairs. So it's the big data. So if we were all a book, we'd have the same chapters, the same number of lines, the same number of words, but I'd have a typo on page 200. But there have been a lot of practical results to date. In only 12 years, they've found over 1,800 disease genes. They've done over 2,000 genetic tests that you can get done today by any one of these companies. And there are 350 biotechnology products in human trials. Why does this interest me? Because I made this little guy. And when I had him growing inside of me, I did some tests. And I was curious, of the answers they're giving me, how certain will what they're telling me happen? But your DNA is not your destiny. Your tests can only tell you the propensity or the probability of something will happen. It can't tell you that you will certainly contract a disease. So are we doing too much? How many ethical, moral, and legal questions have we really answered about our inner space, about our DNA and our genomes? There's lots here to discuss, and I'm happy to talk about it for the next 2 days with you all. But one of the things that comes to mind is this revolution cannot be put back in the bottle. The revolution is here, and it is helping people. So how can we lean into helping people even more? Think of this inner space data as a public good. And in 2005, Harvard started just that sort of thing. You can go on, and for free, you can get your genome tested and provide your data, just like Steven Pinker did, guy who writes about the mind, and have it be added in to hundreds and thousands of other people of free data available for scientists. How can we get into the etymology, the really base knowledge of diseases, to help millions of data? Your human genome is a public good. Are you willing to go out there and not only get benefit yourself by getting more personalized medicine, but helping others to really help them overcome deficiencies in their genes? I see someone cheering for me out there. That's great. So what will you decide to do? Will you hold your data inside, or will you share it for the public good?